It's the Sue Ann Show. Sue Ann Show. Sue Ann Show.
Of Hourish Show.
3, 2, 1. We're in the room.
We're in the room.
Hello, Sue. Oh, I have to bring it down. I'm too loud, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Sue.
Hello, Anne.
I'm very hard to mix.
No, it's not apparently.
Because
Our
Because I'm-
producer said that Anne's too loud and she should come down to my level.
But
Or do I come up to you? I don't know.
do you know what being too loud reminds me of? I was telling you about how people who grow up in the country are loud anyway, because they're always shouting down the fields. Hey! You know, loud. I know, I'm just showing that it's loud. And then you started writing a song called The McShouties. The McShouties, the McShouties.
It never got aired.
No, but I have the
It never
lyrics
got on
somewhere.
the stage.
Sometimes I come across old bunches of lyrics and they really
Odd,
make
obscure lyrics
Yeah,
that
like-
I kind of
yeah
came up with
Yeah.
and that never went anywhere.
that never went anywhere. But the McShouties was funny. The shoutiest family in the parish. And do you remember Bungalow? Come on over to my bungalow.
Yeah. I did like the idea of writing a song about a bungalow. Yeah, I think we should work on that maybe and just do it in the podcast every week.
Yeah.
The same song.
It
Now,
was
can
one-
I just
yeah,
say
go on.
about shouting? So you come from, I'm just thinking, I don't, because I grew up, you know, a little bit outside the city in Stillorgan, a few.
It's not shouty in Stillorgan.
No, what it was, I talk low because of people hearing you. What you're saying. Because what happened to me one time, I was on the 46A bus when I was about 15 years of age, true story, on the top of the bus. And I was with my friend Diane and we were going into town and I was telling Diane Byrne all about this guy I fancied in school and that I would sit in the canteen and place myself directly in the line in his vision, the line of, so I could see him, and a just perfectly positioned place in the canteen so I could get a really good look at him. And I went on and on and on about how glorious this guy. I won't even say his name. I know his name, but I can't even say his name. I feel so embarrassed telling the story. It's so embarrassing.
Decades later.
No.
4 decades later.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can I just say, his best friend was sitting behind us on the bus and she told everybody. She told everybody and everybody knew in the school and he knew. And it just, my whole world was shattered. I was 15 and he knew. Oh my God.
You poor thing.
So I started talking like this everywhere I go because Dublin is so small.
Well, we know
Just
somebody
so careful.
from Limerick who, every time I'm out with her, she's going, shh, don't say that. Or if we're talking, it was anything slightly gossipy, she goes, shh, shh, shh. And she makes me go like that. Whereas I've got a big, loud voice and yeah.
Yeah, but and also
Anne's like that when we're out and I raise certain topics.
oh,
I am. He's actually worse than me. But then he comes from a fishing family. So you're even shoutier when you're out on the briny sea.
And
Yeah,
you know-
she have to be heard over engines.
do you know what
see.
Phelim does? He goes, Bucunis and ish. like, nobody understands Bucunis.
Yeah.
Bucunis, Cunis.
If I heard someone going, be Cunis and ish, I'd be like, what? Because it's double shh. It's not only shh, it's sure Oskelga. Oskelga. So you go, what?
He
You might as well go.
Irish when he's trying to tell me to shut
Yeah, but
up.
being quiet in Irish is different than
honest.
being quiet in English.
Yeah, maybe it's that PTSD from when you were a kid. Cunis.
Yeah.
It's so, and then one brilliant story which I love was an aunt of his who used to mind all her sister's kids, and she used to have kids in the house all the time. And you know the way you spell out words so that they don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And she was on the bus with her friend one day, and she turned around to her friend and she went, "See that fella in front? Do you think he's wearing a WIG?" Do you think that's a WIG, Mary? True story. Oh, I'm full of the stories today.
Oh, that is so. It's like Una and my sister-in-law Tracy in front of my niece Rosie used to go Kleine Oren, which is Dutch because they met in Holland. They speak Dutch, both of them. Kleine Oren, small ears, small ears. And then both me and Rosie were going, what does Kleine Oren mean? And so I found out, and then I told Rosa, and when she was a kid, so me and Rosa would say, Kleine Oren means small ears. It means, but Rosa's so bright that anything, she'd know the tone of the adults went down, and they're talking about serious adult stuff, and kids are like, what?
But I mean, my kids now have said to me that stuff from years ago, like, are you not mad? Do you honestly think we didn't know what was going on? You know, you just think you're hiding all this stuff from your kids. And I remember being a kid and knowing exactly what was going on all the time.
Yeah.
And they just know. And but I do that. On the phone, listening ears, can't say, listening ears, we'll talk later. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you find, I find it to get, I have no secrets to keep.
Careless talk costs lives.
Yeah, well, it comes from that. I find that in politically robust, I find in Northern Ireland people are much more discreet and quiet because there was troubles. Or I found it from people who grew up in communist regimes, whereas we grew up, in the fields. So
Shouting over the cows.
shouting over the cows.
So you,
I don't have any secrets, or that's kind of the secrets go as you get older. Don't they?
Anne wrote a memoir.
Oh my God. He keeps
No, it doesn't.
of the memoir. It's so embarrassing. He goes, republish it. I asked the publisher, I said, can I get the rights back? I want to write a bit more and maybe republish it myself and sell it at gigs. And then I keep going, it's just so revealing. I wouldn't write it now because everybody's sharing everything on social media.
See, when Anne wrote it, she didn't think anyone was going to read it.
Nobody read.
I read it. It's very good.
Yeah.
I've been really sick, going on stage, really sick, and we were taught it's so hard. I had a throat infection, sinus infection, ear infection, and then it went all through the cast.
This is Paul that's on in the gate at the moment.
And then one girl couldn't hear properly. But it is amazing how you just end up doing the show.
What Pom Boyd would say, Dr. Theatre.
Dr. Theatre, and that was, that phrase was coined by the singer. What's her name? I know him so well.
The musical theatre, the short one.
Yes.
Elaine Page.
Elaine Page coined that phrase.
Dr. Theatre.
Dr.
I
Theatre.
believe in Dr. Theatre. I always
do
say,
I.
because do you remember when we did a relentless tour in the UK in the year 2001? Was it that?
1874, yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was relentless. It just went,
Were we really sick?
we got really sick.
Yeah.
And I remember us playing this, we played lots of old Victorian variety theatres up and down. We were in one in Blackpool. And it was a vomiting bug. I remember just going, I have to go off for a minute, vomiting in a bucket,
Yeah.
and then running back on stage again.
Yeah.
You leave the book on stage for comic effect.
I remember at the time, I love the idea of tradition going, I'm sure lots of people in the past have done this too.
Yes, I did it in years ago in Galway. Just walk on, say a line, come off, vomit, go back on, finish the line. One
breathe
word,
the
actually, not even a line. You
What was
go,
the word?
and then, excuse me,
Fish
he
stew.
came.
I'd love to see Hamlet done like that. To be or not to be.
It's horrific beforehand, but you kind of nearly sweat it out on the stage. Or
do.
the adrenaline.
The adrenaline keeps you going. I love, in a chaotic world, I just love the discipline of having to do a show, because you have, for that time that you're on stage, you have to focus everything in your whole life into that thing. And I love the clarity of that, because I don't feel it.
Well, I've seen it with Anne when touring the last 5 years, where she was absolutely in bits, and she did a supernatural
Yeah,
thing on stage.
it is very weird.
Particularly when it's, you go, they paid to see me and it's just me on stage.
Yeah, I think the show must go on has changed a bit. You know, it's not as crazy as it was.
Was it crazy?
Yeah, because I got chatting about that with the cast, and they were telling us all the things they'd missed. You know, their sister's wedding, a funeral they really wanted to be. You know, do you know what I mean? I think those days are gone. You know, it's a bit crazy. It was a bit crazy.
It is a bit crazy, but with my producer's hat on, you're going, if you've put all the money to get a show up and you have a big cast, I mean, you can understand why. You know, it's the show is there for a length of time. It's a certain thing, you know.
Yeah. I think you've got understudies now. I think that...
Oh, yeah. Well,
I think that there could be a situation where if there was something really, really important going on in your life, you could sort of, you know, it's sort of changed a bit. That's what I see. That it's not the be-all and it's just a play.
it reminds me of
But
going
as Shakespeare said, the play's the thing.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah. But what I
Play is
love
the
about it is, whether it's a film production or a play, it's just this insanity of how don't let reality get in the way of what we're doing. There's something about that appeals to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about that insanity.
Plus, in Shakespeare's time, 1600s, people didn't have so much on.
Yes, exactly.
And as for
Yeah.
people offside, I mean, they were down to Scarlet Fever.
Yeah.
Quick, get the understudy on. We've run out of them. They're all dead.
Yeah. It reminds me of going to see Joan Rivers, and then in a programme, it really made me laugh. There's a little note in the programme saying, tonight the part of Joan Rivers will be played by such and such. It was so funny,
Yeah.
you know, because that's the whole thing when you're doing a solo show.
So you're better now anyway, Sue.
Are you?
Better now, but the relief of then everything is just wonderful. Oh, I'm doing a show and I'm well. It's just, I mean, I've had to go to the physio and all that kind of stuff because my bones are aching, but it's grand.
Fantastic. Are you enjoying it?
I'm loving it. Yeah, it's great. But there's so many young people. And they're bouncing around in the warm-up and they're doing press-ups and they've got so much more energy than me.
But
I'm pretending that I do.
That's the thing. In this biz, you don't, certainly when you're doing comedy, you don't notice aging because I think laughter keeps you young. But then when you're there side by side with other performers, it's
Yeah, you
in
realise.
your face, yeah.
I have old bones now.
No, you're funny bones. Funny old bones.
Funny old bones.
So what have you been up to, Anne?
Well, what I've been up to is I have been looking at this new fashion phenomenon,
Yes.
barrel cut jeans, and going that at the moment all the fashion pages are going, oh, the sartorial item of the moment, and advising yes, and what shoe to wear with the barrel cut.
the barrel cut jean.
And I think people will just look back at this barrel cut moment aghast because you know the shape. They make you look bow-legged.
They are the most unflattering things. I bought a pair of barrel cut training pants. Whatever you call them. No, I thought they're training pants. You know, sweatpants.
And
In a barrel cut shape. And I somehow on the hanger I went, they look really cool. Probably if you were 6 stone.
Yeah.
Got them home.
Is it not, this fashion, I know nothing about this, but is it not inspired by the bottom fashion that exists at the moment with the big arses?
No, barrel cut is a
Paul,
line
it's
going
so
out
bad.
either side, and it's basically, I would call it a bow-legged shape. But I'm interested in the training pant because it's a training pant.
Barrel training pant, no.
The
Just
barrel
a
training
no.
pant.
They went right back. Rita Ora's barrel cut training.
Oh, was that in pennies?
Yeah. And oh
Well,
my
because
God.
I would imagine they're just flapping then.
The
at the side.
depression when I got them home because I couldn't try them on.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to try them on. I just went, fuck it, they're 16 quid or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just was looking at them in the mirror going, to give me one shred of positive feedback on this cut. Nothing.
No, it's fair. It's kind of.
So what happened to you? Did you try them on?
No, I didn't try them on. I've just been looking at the whole
Don't.
moment, going, and then listening to stylists talking about what shoe you wear and everything, and how careful you have to be with the length. And what I would say is what you have to be careful about is don't put the bloody things on. I think
They are horrific.
I think classic shapes are the.
But it's funny though when something comes back in, like the Batwing jumper. Like the Batwing jumper was very big in the 80s. Do you remember?
Yeah, the blazoon. Was that also a thing? The blazoon.
Blazoon?
The blazoon.
No, we didn't go for the blazoon. Did you go for blazoon?
But is blazoon not Batwing?
No, no.
What was
Batwing is just Batwing. I remember we used to buy these. Everybody had a Batwing jumper.
I had a Batwing jumper.
Of course you did, because you're an 80s kid.
Yeah.
But they came back in and I went, do not try to sell me a Batwing item. And the next thing of all, somehow it just... somehow...
Have you a Batwing? Have you got Batwings in the wardrobe?
Loads of them. Loads of them. I love a Batwing now.
Oh dear.
I love a Batwing. Yeah.
I think as I get older, I just don't like the kind of edgy, fashiony shapes. I like
do
classic.
women wear Batwing? Older women wear Batwing to hide chicken wing.
Yeah. Yeah. To hide bingo wing. The Batwing
Batwing for the
hides
bingo.
wing.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering now, could you team up the Batwing with the barrel?
Barrel, yeah, and you just look like a big flappy.
So what would barrel wings look like?
Oh my God, I know what
The
you
barrel,
mean.
it's like your bucket-shaped shirt and your barrel. Yeah,
It's just nice to get to an age where you go, whatever is in has no relevance to my purchasing. It's whatever.
But I think also-
look somehow, some way, okay.
Yeah, and also by this age, you've enough in the wardrobe from different things if you want to try something,
From different eras.
something stylistically different.
Yeah. You have stuff from 40 years ago that suddenly looks fantastic.
If you could get into it.
You used to wear them on your legs. And
Yeah,
now
the
you
true
wear
is
them
now
on your arms.
Yeah, they're on your arms. What was blazoon? That was just like a loose shirt.
Blazoon, when you say a blazoon jacket, do you not think of Michael Flatley or something?
Yeah, I do think of Michael Flatley,
Yeah.
but it's a kind of a...
I think you're talking 70s there.
Because I
70s.
remember my Auntie Anne was mad into her fashion, and she would have used a blazoon. Or do you know what she used to say if she liked what you were wearing? She was saying, "You're very mod."
Mod, yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
You're very mod.
But I'm working with a 24-year-old and she's so stylish and she's gorgeous and she wears fabulous stuff. And you just go, I'm not in touch with people who really think about what they wear. No offence.
No.
Shit. I just thought I'd try and dig myself out of that hole before it was too late.
You're right. I do
We're
kind of...
really in touch with what's going. She came in with this fabulous scarf. That's all in now, where they wear scarves on their head like.
Sorry, you're doing like a
ladies.
burqa or something. No, sorry, not burqa. It's a scarf.
No, lady scarf. They wear these fabulous. Yeah, it's a trendy thing. It's really.
You're talking headscarf.
Headscarves are in with but the rest is like a zip up, like really modern hoodie with Adidas wide
No,
pants.
can we go back?
Trainers.
Is she wearing a headscarf?
Yeah.
Knotted under the chin.
Yeah. But they're really cool colours and kind of maybe a bit of.
And what? She's a hoodie on over it.
No. That's just a thing now. It's just a look. Look it up, and they wear.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah, headscarves are in really trendy, beautiful colours. Something really.
Just an image. Oh
No,
my
if
God.
on the right person, it looks pretty cool.
On us, it would just.
We would just look like old bag ladies. They look phenomenal.
But even when we were that age, I remember the kind of clothes we wear. I always dressed very masculine, or I had my black tights and my short skirts, and always wore a jacket and a shirt.
Yeah,
That was it.
We
And
had
they were secondhand, probably.
we had skinny jeans, which I'm wearing today. Same as what I'm wearing. They're still in.
Yeah.
or are they? I don't
Are
know.
they? I don't know.
No idea.
They're timeless.
Sarsaparillas. Do you remember the sarsaparillas? Did you have a pair?
No.
Anyway, they were absolutely bet onto you, like bet onto you. And then you wore high top Adidas runners, and either a big baggy white sweatshirt or a big baggy navy cardi from Dunn's.
Yeah,
with
or
a t-shirt.
jackets with the sleeves pulled up.
Oh, jackets with the sleeves pulled up. And we all looked the same. It was uniform. All of us wore the same stuff. And we all looked fabulous.
We looked fabulous.
We were dying about ourselves. You were telling me about the bag that you were looking at. You were looking at a bag.
Oh yeah, you're talking about fashion. I don't get fashion at all. You know how they talk about wear a bag, and the bag I'm wearing. And I go, oh, you're carrying a bag. You don't wear a bag. Do you ever feel that? Sometimes the language around fashion just makes you go, what's that bag you're wearing? So I just wanted, I'm a big one for a practical bag. So I was in a bag shop on Henry Street and I was going, oh, that's not right. And then I found the perfect bag. It had a really wide strap. It was spacious, so you could put your computer, all your books, everything in there, all your notebooks. And it was a lovely flowery colour. And then it had loads of pockets and storage. Just gone, this is fantastic. They look like they're for tissues or whatever. And then it had a few containers where you could put water bottles. And I thought, well, that's just because, it's the era of hydration.
All about hydration.
It's all about hydration. So it's your super hydration bag. And then so I went, actually,
This is the perfect bag.
This is the perfect bag. I found it brilliant. I went up to buy it, and then the woman said, and there's a mat in it. And here's the mat. And I went, oh, what's
Did you get it in the camping section?
No, I said, what's it? There's this big padded mat, and it was taking up a lot of space.
Maybe for what?
And I thought, oh, is that for maybe if you're working on your computer and you just want to be sure.
Surface.
A slippy surface, or you just want to make sure it's clean.
I thought maybe for coffees or something. Maybe it's for coffees. Putting your coffees on.
And I went, oh, that's a very feminine bag in a way. You want to keep your computer clean. What? I said, what the hell is the mat for? And she went, it's a changing bag. And I was like, oh.
Just to let everyone know, change your bag for a baby.
For a baby. It was a baby's changing bag. And suddenly it all made sense. The holders were for baby's
Suddenly you
bottles.
felt nauseous. How funny. That is hysterical. That is.
And then I went, oh, I can't. And then I was going, should I?
But are you sometimes in shops going, oh, look, they're nice jeans.
And
they have a lovely stretchy waist on them. And they just look so comfy. Oh, they're totally my shape. And you're in the pregnancy section.
That's happened to me so many times.
I'm getting work done, not on my face.
That's another thing. When you said getting work done, from our generation, it was like you're getting the living room papered. Or getting the
gutters.
Gutters cleaned.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as you said work done, the first thing I think is something
freezing
in your face.
Yeah. But the guy, you just get embroiled with negotiating with someone, and then it just becomes. You've already signed the contract. So he came in, there are these old windows. I need to get 2 windows done. A whole window was cracked in the front room, and then the other back room needs the window replaced. But they're old sash windows. The house is 100 years old. And, ideally you don't want to get rid of the old windows because they're these old sash windows and they're beautiful. So
how do they do it? Do they put
specialised?
Okay.
But it started off, I got a quote for €9,500.
For how many windows?
2.
Oh, no. So I would go, this would be me. I do want to keep them, and I want to keep the integrity of the house. How much I'll put in plastics, I don't care.
No, but this is the thing. Then he suddenly suddenly out of the blue, he came down to 6,800. This was to replace the frames. With proper wood sash frames, which are so he was saying to me originally, like they're all shysters. He was saying to me originally, I can't do the routing. Do you know what routing is? It's when you have to prepare. Anne's fallen asleep.
What's the routing?
It's when you have to prepare the wood frame for the new glass. They all need new glass.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know what I'm going to find if I start routing.
It's all down to the make sure the wood is...
It's okay for the glass. So
Creating the foundation, basically.
yeah, so he said they're very old, and I don't think that they will take the new, not quite double glazed, but a double glazed style glass. And I believed him. Oh, and then when I said, it's out of my budget, it's still out of my budget, 6,800, he then, let me have a look, came back with 3,500 for the 2 windows to keep the sash frames. And I said, I thought you said, though, this is to keep the original frame. I thought you said that you weren't sure would they be, to my mind now, looking at them again, I don't think we'll have a problem with the original wood frames. So I'm going to go for it, but it's still a lot of money, isn't it?
But why would you not get 3 quotes? Is there only one person who specialises? 3 quotes, always.
Is that the rule?
Well, I have that from writing. If you're stating a fact, just check it with 3 sources.
We did get quotes
Google,
before.
ChatGPT.
So at the very least, you can get it wrong 3 times.
No, yeah, we did get quotes before, and they were all extremely high, and this is the lowest. So,
Well,
but I'm still going.
I have a story about that. Una got...
Can I say one thing?
What?
The danger is when you get into the work, if you don't trust them at the front, and then suddenly things become apparent during the job, and then he's bringing new factors in. You don't want that.
I said that to him. I said, what I will say to, he was supposed to start this morning, and it's actually good that he didn't. He changed the date, and I'm just going to say, just before you start, Francis, this is I don't have any more in my budget for this. So if you find something, he's very confident he won't. But yeah, I know what you mean. But
I would
it's that
always
psychological thing of going, oh, it was originally 9.5, now it's 3.5.
Sorry, psychological. That's just bonkers. That is bonkers. It's not psychological. Also, you always get at least... Una said it to me, 3 quotes. She got 1 quote for a front door because she liked the company and the man was very...
So she went with the 25 grand.
No, here's the thing.
He had a lovely face.
No, I have to tell you, she said he was the nicest man and then he died.
That's always happened to the nice ones, huh?
No, but she was talking to this man and he would talk.
She didn't have to pay anything.
And then he passed away. So she went back and then I went with her and we met the widow and her sons and it was personal and it was nice. But then she just happened, when it was all ordered, she just as a matter of interest asked another company, 400 cheaper for exactly the same.
It's very hard now.
The same.
So what happened? Did sentiment go out the window?
No, she stayed with her, and the whole thing.
Very noble of her.
Well, the whole thing was they were going to be a bit quicker, and then they weren't. It was
So he did the job and then he died.
No, she got the quote. She got the quote, and then she had left it for a while because she was saving up. She'd got work done in her house, so she was saving up. She was going, okay, I've got that lined up, and she'd really liked the man. And then the double thing when he passed away, she went, oh, I'm really going to go back there, and I went out with her. But I do feel with some of these companies, they're plucking numbers. I mean, the job is magnificent, and the door is magnificent. And she did tell them, I got a quote. 400 cheaper for exactly the same thing. It's a lot of money, €400. Always get quotes. Always get different quotes.
Well, this has been an ongoing window issue with us for years because everybody...
Why did you get a few quotes?
We did.
Oh, okay.
Every time they come in, they go, if I were you, I would just change the sash windows and just get ordinary aluminium windows.
No.
But no. So
no, they're there forever.
So it's too. Look, the way
it's there forever.
I know.
The way our house is a work in progress, and all my money, any money I have, any bits of money I put away, have all gone into the house.
But it's
that's just what we do, And and Milo's windows are all cracked, and he's freezing cold in the winter. I mean, they've been like that for years. They need replacing.
But there could be an education in odd job. Pays for stuff.
No, routing old... I can't believe we're talking about this. Routing old...
Yeah, this is the new Money Matters section.
Money
in our
Matters.
show.
the old routing old sash windows is a special skill. So there you go. That's
What I want to know is how Milo got cracked windows that are freezing them out of it.
Because the whole spring system is gone as well. That's the other thing. He's replacing the spring system.
Oh, well, that is with the weights and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very specialised.
Yeah.
I think there's a one-person show in this. Routing windows is a very specialised, a one-woman show, because there's a lot of shows out there at the moment, and I think it's niche. Go for
niche.
knowing your niche. People with
me and my routing.
I don't know about the people in Ohio, but I'm just so much more educated now, and
I know.
we can get into a final section of the show after that wonderful moment. About
Thank you.
Sue's windows, and also we'll have more information in a later episode of how Sue got on with the router.
Yes, I will tell you how it's faring and how it's going.
Did you say we're wrapping up? Oh, there's one more.
2 more minutes.
2 more minutes. Oh, well, one thought came to my head
Yes.
when you were telling me the story, and you were saying you were on top of the bus, and I had an image of being on top of the bus, and it was just one funny image and funny memory that came back to me. It's my funniest memory of my sister. We were in India, and we were getting a train from Varkala to Trivandrum in the morning.
I love the way she remembers those names.
And no, it was from... Yeah, it was from Fargo. Yeah, it was kind of a commuter train.
Yeah.
And, you know, in India, they just pile on and it's just getting more and more crowded. It's really hot and Una squashed up. But I just have an image of Una just squashed against the wall going, the train is full. The train is full. No more. And people are on the roof and everything. And Una's there shouting. And I was just there squashed, just pissed myself laughing. And Una's so distressed, shouting into the station, the train is full. I loved India. The madness.
They don't have the signs going full.
They actually has signs about men not groping women. I remember that, signs about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I love India. I love the madness.
Are you sure that's what the signs are for?
Oh.
On that note,
if
you've got any routing questions,
any questions at all?
yeah, it's Sue and what is it at?
Is it the or?
sueannehalfhourishshow@gmail.com.
Till next time.
Till next time. Good luck with the windows.
Thank you.
Sue is appearing in the Gate Theatre in Sonia Kelly's adaptation of Poor by Katrina O'Sullivan until April 26th. Anne is touring nationwide with her show Further Adventures in Womaning. Details can be found at annegildee.com/shows.
If you want to respond to any of the hilarity and stuff we've been talking about,
Or give us topics to chat on.
yes, indeed, you can email us, sueannehalfhourishshow@gmail.com.
Brought to you by Sue Collins and Anne Gildee. Producer Paul Farron.
Sueanne Show!
Half Hourish Show.